You know, a lot of kids take those tests getting ready for college, and the PSAT is only a couple of weeks away. Is your teenager ready? Joining us today to talk about the tests and scholarships that are available is Pam Mashburn. She is with Potential Magazine. Second time to be with us, kind of following up on last week. Good to see you.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
So PSAT stands for?
It stands for not pre-test, which is what a lot of people think. It stands for Preliminary Scholastic Achievement Test.
Okay, we just know there can be very difficult.
Right. Well, and you know what? It's actually got another acronym, and that's MMSQT, which means National Merit Qualifying Scholarship Test. So this is why it's so important for our parents. Okay,
so some of the things that you're going to tell us today, it's different than the SAT, right?
It is. It's much shorter. There's no essay. It doesn't have Algebra 2 on it. It can be taken by 9th graders, 10th graders, and 11th graders. But this is for the 11th grade year. This is the only time you can take it, and it is the only time that it applies to becoming a National Merit Scholar.
Okay.
So this is a really important test. In fact, the reason it's so important is because National Merit Scholars get a lot of extra scholarship opportunities. For instance, at Auburn University, if you have a 4.0 and you get a 32 on your ACT, you will get free tuition. Wow. If you become a National Merit Scholar, but you have those same ACT scores and GPAs, you'll also get free room and board.
Which
that's a huge deal.
Yeah, that is a sweet ride right there.
It is.
For the kids and for the mom and dad. Okay, so how do kids get ready for these? And we'll kind of go back into looking at scholarships some more, but how do kids get ready for these tests?
Yeah, there's some online resources, and when they register, it costs $14. When they register, they'll get a practice test. It's real important that they go through the practice test and understand the format. The format stays the same year to year, so they can know before they go in all the directions and what the format is, and they don't have to spend time reading that.
Because that can be part of it, because you can be a very smart student in school, but not everybody tests well.
Exactly.
I always got nervous over tests.
Yeah, and you know what? There's some great resources. I just heard an admissions counselor tell me that one of her counselors recommends the McGraw-Hill PSAT prep, and she says that it's raised their kids' scores quite a bit. So we're ordering that at our house. But the main thing is there are some strategies to taking tests and how to answer. So, you know, spend a few minutes doing that and have your teen take the test, the practice test, at least one practice test, so they're ready and there's no anxiety, there's no unknown, there's no fear. And you know, the other thing is if your child's taking it in the 9th and 10th grade year, it doesn't count towards scholarship, but it gets them ready for the next year. Plus, they can request to get their answers and a copy of the test so they can review for the next year.
So you can take it and it not hurt you, but it can prepare you for when it can help you.
Right, and it's not used for college admissions. It is only used to qualify you for scholarships.
Okay, and so when I was in school, the ACT is all we took, so we didn't take these other tests. So how is this different, and when did these changes come up over the years?
Well, for most public universities and private, you can take either the ACT or SAT, and they have like correspondence charts so that you can take one or the other. And actually, we'll do another segment on this, but there is a difference between the SAT skills and the ACT skills. And if your child doesn't test well in ACT, they can take the SAT, score higher, and qualify for more scholarships at the college level.
Okay.
It's a good thing to know.
Because I think a lot of people do think about it's just your admission into college. It's not really about the scholarships when you're taking that test.
And it's a big deal because, for instance, on the ACT, which is another standardized test very similar to the SAT, but which is different subjects, if you get a 26 on the ACT at Jacksonville State, it pays for your room and board. I mean, not your room and board, your tuition.
Okay.
However, if you get a 30 ACT, it pays for your room and board, your tuition, and your meal plan. And if you get a 32 on it, it also pays for a laptop and your books.
So if you think you wouldn't qualify for a scholarship, if you do well on these tests, you will qualify regardless.
Regardless. So, you know, there's a lot of opportunities for kids to get their scholarship, their tuition paid for, but then also to supplement it with other things. Studying for these tests outweighs any other thing. And you know, kids are in school for 4 years, and they're working hard on their GPA and working on their extracurricular, but how much time do we spend preparing for the one test that indicates how well we'll do in college?
All right, where can folks find your magazine?
We have been distributing them. They're all over the summit. They're at all the schools. You can also, if you'd like to get our digital version, text 42828, type in the word potential, and we'll email it to you.
Okay, I guess data rates may apply to doing that, so we have to let folks know about that if you want to get that. All right.